Hey everybody, I'm back with a card share. And first I want to say that these two cards are actually not made by me. They are from two of the ladies that won giveaway prizes from me not too long ago. And so I wanted to share the cards that they sent to me and say thank you to them as well. So Alma and Mary, thank you so much for the cards. They're beautiful. But I just wanted to share the two cards that I did receive and let you guys know that I did receive them. Um, this is very clever. I have like a lot of these pieces, but have not ever put something like this together. So this is beautiful work. You guys, amazing. Thank you so much. So I wanted to share that. I had set them aside to share on a video, and then they got lost underneath some of the stuff that I've been working on. So I figured since I'm going to do a card share, I might as well share these first. So thank you all again. And Mary, it wasn't too much information. It was nice to read a little bit more about you. So on to the card share. I do just have two this time around. I'm going to share what I used first, and then I'll show you the cards. So this is a new set from the Greetery. This is the watering can. Is that what it's called? Sprinkled with Kindness is what it's called. But it's got the big watering can on it, and it's a layered stamp. And I wanted to try this out because some of the folks who are in the group, Facebook group that I'm in, they were saying they were having a hard time stamping the image because it seemed like they had a defective stamp. In other words, when you have a defective stamp and you're using, let's just say you're using a stamp platform or an acrylic block and you're pressing down over all the areas of the image and you can't get one specific spot in the stamp to actually transfer the ink to the paper, it's usually because you have a low spot inside the stamp, So if you were to look at the stamp from the side, you would see like a dip in it. And some people were saying that that's what they were getting. I don't know how many people were affected, but my stamp was fine. So I wanted to try mine out before I wait too long. So this is the stamp that I used mainly to see if it was defective or not. And then of course I got into, well, why don't you make a card with it? So I used the stamp and the die that coordinates for the watering can. I used this Sentiments from Paper Tray Ink, and these are two new released stamp sets. The Just Because inside, what was it called? I have the packaging on the inside of this. There's two stamp sets in here that I used. They coordinate. So Inside Greetings Just Because, and Just Sentiments Just Because. So one is, this one's used for the outside, and then the other are used for the inside. So I'll just mention that. This is a great set of stamps to have, and both are $5 each, so very affordable. All right, and then I have all of these stamp sets out because I didn't stamp these when I was making this card. I had stamped a whole bunch of images at different times some months ago, but I wanted to bring out the stamps so that you would see where they're from. They're all from the Greetery, and they were stamped at different times of the year, sometime last year when I received them probably. So this is the Robin and Wren set. Both cards use this set. This is the Oopsie Daisy set, and one of the cards uses the flowers. I had, like I said, I stamped a bunch of them. I had some leftovers knowing that I would use them at some time, and this was the time to use them. And then this set is Summer Sketches. This again is on the card that has the flowers on it. And then this one is the Simple Things. So this is Eucalyptus. So again, this is used on one of the other cards, on the other card that I have to share with you. So yeah, I stamped these months ago, knowing that I would have them in my stash to use whenever I felt like it. And so here's the first card. And like I said, I was experimenting with this watering can to make sure it stamped a solid image. And let's see if I can remember. For the watering can, and I don't remember the other colors that I used for the birds because again it was months ago, and the eucalyptus, but all of the ink for the birds and the ink for the eucalyptus, those are all done with Distress Oxides. The sentiment is stamped with Vintage Photo Distress Oxide, and the background, the blue that you see here, is the new color from Ranger, the speckled egg. That is such a nice blue color. So the watering can is done with 3 different inks, and I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget, and now I can't find the piece of paper I wrote them down on. Oh, here. So here we go. The lightest color for the can is Lawn Fawn's number 2 pencil. The medium is the Paper Tray ink Honey Nut, and then the darkest one is Altenews Milk Chocolate. So the shadows that you see here are the milk chocolate, and those are the colors that I used for the watering can to make it look dimensional. Okay, so that's what I did for that card, and then on the inside is stamped this particular sentiment. The second card I have is this one right here. So it's going more of a coppery color, a coppery colored watering can. And again, like I said before, all of these flowers and the birds were all stamped at a previous time. And I will tell you that that other than the Distress Oxides where the flowers and the birds, these 3 daisies are not using the oxide inks. These use Altenew inks, and those are dye inks, so they're much more vibrant color. And then the background, that greenish background that you see, is another Distress Oxide ink, and that is Cracked Pistachio. For the sentiment here, this is the Altenew paper bag and the dark chocolate from Paper Tray ink. What I did was I took the sentiment, put it on a block, and then I used both inks on it to give it more of a variegated look. I don't know if I succeeded there, but that's what I did to get that look. It is the same, 2 of the same colors that are in the can. So the watering can is done by using the Stamp Market's Rusty. It's a deep orange brown color. That's the lightest of the 3 colors. Then I used Altenew's paper bag for the medium, and then the darkest color is the Paper Tray ink dark chocolate. So that's what I get as a result of using those 3 inks, and it's more of a copper can kind of result. So that's the card, and oh, let me show you the inside. This is the sentiment that I stamped on the inside. So these are the 2 cards that I made and wanted to share with you all. And thank you again, ladies, for the thank you cards. And I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.